Episode 9. Almost at double digits. How you doing, my dude?
Yeah, good, man. Just a bit hot today, that's all.
Yeah. Wouldn't help that you're getting reps up before.
Yeah, it's a bit like that, mate. Someone's got to do it.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, I've been getting a few in the backyard. Nothing too serious, mate. Out the back, if you will.
Yeah, look, I've seen you out the back, mate.
It's an absolute bucket.
Much. Yeah, it's not much.
I've been working. It's good stuff.
A few interesting things happening, mate. All-Star break coming up.
All-Star season.
Lots of snubs.
Yep.
Not really snubs, but lots of players who deserved. But you know,
even a debate whether or not they should have an All-Star game's been a bit.
Yeah. But like, I don't like. You can call them all snubs, but it's like if you're saying snub, then you have to take out someone, put them in, and who like. There's not really much. Yeah.
Like, even though this year, statistically, there's so many good guys. Like, Mark Jackson made a good point on commentary on some game I was watching the other day, saying, like, there's guys, for the context of their seasons, their statistics were good, even though they don't seem that impressive. Like, so it's always occurred there's been guys who's been about that level that have just missed the mark because of the numbers. Yeah,
like we were explaining before, like, a lot of it has to do with team record and stuff. That's what I've been hearing the last few years. And then you've got a team like Indiana with sort of two players who could be all-stars, especially one in Domantas Sabonis.
Arguably the biggest robbery.
Yeah, he got done.
Yeah. He got heisted.
Top four in the East. Celtics sort of struggling right now, and it's like they have two. I mean, look, they both deserve it as well, but it's like if I'm picking like a forward centre, I have to take one of those Celtics out and put Domantas Sabonis in. Like, that's a no-brainer. Like,
yeah, certainly.
Has to be done.
Or even Randall, but then the Knicks are in an actual winning situation. He's the key piece. Like it's hard. Like you said, it's hard to take someone away.
It's hard, man. Yeah. That's why it's. They should have. I mean, I guess for contextual reasons that, like, legacies are made through these kind of accolades and stuff. I would have said like.
Supermax versus Max is decided on some of this shit that's decided on by third parties.
I would say like a 15-player roster on each end, but then it's like, you know, when you contextually compare errors, they're like, oh, but there are only 12 All-Stars, so this guy should have more All-Star selections, but, you know,
they find a way to whinge, let's be honest.
Well, a lot of things go into it, but, yeah, there's a lot of mishaps. Good. Should be. I probably won't watch it. I'm not a big fan of the All-Star game.
I usually get around it. I liked the addition of the margin rule in the fourth quarter. Did you catch how that played out last year? It worked really well.
It worked, but they're doing it for the exact same Kobe Bryant thing again.
Yeah, but 24 in the quarter worked. It was like a nice number that worked to keep that quarter going. So you get that rest in peacey type stuff, but it also practically a good sort of margin to have.
I agree. I'm not taking anything away, Kobe's death, tragedy, and all that. But at some point, you just got to leave it. It's just got to be left alone now.
Yeah, but the 24, I think beyond that's like 24 points. It's like 12 baskets or whatever.
Yeah. Why not just go into the fourth quarter? Whoever wins the fourth quarter.
But then that makes the first three quarters worthless. This gives you the handicap. This gives you a handicap if you're the team leading at 3/4 time.
First team to whatever.
You only got to get 24. The team behind just got to get 24 plus whatever the margin is. So
yeah, I suppose so. But
it encourages the other team to get stops the whole fourth quarter. It worked well. I thought it made the fourth quarter more of a spectacle compared to the rest of the Civ 3-man wavy type shit you see in the first 3 quarters.
Look, it's a bit of a shit show, regardless. Yeah. I'm not a massive fan. Watch the Duncan Robinson, the 3-point contest, if there's one.
Yeah, I love a good 3-point contest.
Dunk contest, half-time.
Yeah.
But, all right, let's get into things, mate. Let's get into things enough.
We're at the stage of the game where the teams have been announced, but they haven't had the draft. The two captains were LeBron and Kevin Durant. So we figured for a bit of fun, you can be your boy LeBron, and I'll be my former boy who I miss a bit, Kevin Durant.
I bet you miss him now.
I do miss him. He could have played centre for us when Wiseman and Looney were out.
Yeah, look, I mean, you'd take it. But we'll do a...
The thing is, though, we're not going to draft an All-Star game for the reasons you were saying you don't watch it. We're going to draft this this is a playoff series.
So best of 7 series. You put your 2 best teams. You got to think about fit, who does what well, and we're obviously building. So I'll be building around LeBron James, team captain. So if I'm a GM and my first player was LeBron James, I'm building a team from this pool. That's how I'm going to think. And Daniel's going to be building around Kevin Durant.
Big Kev.
Big Kev. So
Big Kevo.
I mean, look, arguably the two best players you would probably build around. I mean, if you discount age and everything, contracts, salary cap, but in terms of the two most talented guys for this year, I think those two are the people you build around.
The two most talented guys in the league.
That makes sense anyway. So it's not contextually wrong or anything.
Yeah, they're the best number one options to have on a team.
To win a championship this year, we're building a team out of this pool to go up against this team in the finals. Yeah. But yeah, so read out the names for us, mate. Who have we got? Are we doing starters?
I thought we'd just do it like whoever we think will contribute the most to our team at that given point of the draft.
Right. And we'll
because there's even that dispute between Dame, Luka, starting. There's that sort of
that's fair.
Harden, like he's moved around. He's a guy that could go higher. That sort of thing.
That's fair. Yeah. So, how about we'll do that, but we'll replace AD with Book.
Yeah.
Just because that's the realist, and if we add
who's available
players, then it's just going to be a shit
series
show.
Start game one's the All-Star game date.
Yeah,
basically, we'll say that.
Yeah. All right. Read me out these names, mate.
All right, we've got the two-time reigning MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo, who's still putting up MVP type numbers.
Yep.
We've got Bradley Beal leading the league in scoring, absolute sniping machine, bucket. Steph Curry has rounded almost identical numbers to his unanimous MVP season without the team results, obviously, with no Clay, older Dre, all that jazz. Luka Doncic still putting up pretty good numbers. Dallas is starting to pick up their game after a slow start, so he's coming back into form.
Yeah.
Joel Embiid, great numbers, obvious, maybe leading the MVP race at the moment.
No. Oh.
Depending on who you ask. He's in the conversation at a minimum.
He's top two. Him and Bron.
Yeah. We got Kyrie Irving, Mr. 50, 40, 90 at the current moment, averaging 27.
Telling James Harden you're the point guard, I'm the shooting guard. Whatever works for Kyrie.
At least he's up front about it. At least he's up front about he's just going to jack shots and not be the best at setting the boys up, even though he's not bad at it. He can do it when he wants.
Whatever works for Kyrie.
Yeah. We got Mr. Joker, nearly averaging a triple-double. Doing good things in Denver, not as good as last year.
Is he still in the league in assists?
Nah. Harden's got like 11.2 now, so yeah. We got Kawhi Leonard just doing Kawhi things, being a fun guy with the boys down in LA.
Yeah. Got Jaylen Brown.
Yep.
No AD. D Book.
Yeah, yep.
Paul George having another nice season, shooting 50% from three.
Nearly 50-50-90, which would be pretty nuts, especially I assume his attempts are moderately high for threes as well.
Stifle Tower, mate, Rudy Gobert, doing his standard defensive work. Standard 13-13, probably like 3 block, 2.5, I don't know.
Yeah, the bloody basketball reference didn't have the blocks and steals convenient for my little summary in front of me here.
James Harden, everyone knows what he's doing.
Yep, 25, 8 and 11.
Zach LaVine, putting the Bulls on his back, essentially.
Career year for him.
Real nice, shooting a 3 at a fucking unreal clip these days.
Debut All-Star,
getting to the line.
Shooting 44% from 3, LaVine, just as a little aside.
Dame Lillard, we all know what he's capable of, mate. Deadliest assassin in crunch time. Without McCollum, lead like one of the in the playoff race, like 5th.
In the thick, they're in the thick of it. They're not.
You never really know these days.
They're in the playoff, not the play-in.
Yeah, the playoff race is so tight these days in both conferences.
They're in the playoff race though, not the play-in. You can make that's nice, kind of having the play-in. You can make that little distinction there, but
Donovan, Utah Jazz, league's best record. Donovan Mitchell, big part of it. Chris Paul revitalizing Phoenix, just like he's did to OKC last year. Randall putting the Knicks in relevancy again.
Oh yeah, playoffs. I mean, a lot of New Yorkers are loving him.
Yeah, exactly. Like, got to jump on it. Ben Simmons sort of doing what he does. You can talk about Ben Simmons. I don't want to talk about.
Oh mate, he's probably him, Gobert, probably the two top contenders for Defensive Player of the Year.
Mate, you were telling me Miles Turner was in there.
Miles is sort of in the conversation, but Ben and they're the main two, obviously. Like Ben Simmons, he's just 1 to 5, so versatile. Like you can stick him in any position on the court except shooting, obviously. Yeah. Other than that, he'll give you what you need him to give. Interestingly, with the 3 points,
same stats since his rookie year.
Yeah,
hasn't really
doing his thing.
As you can tell, I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I know you're not too big on him. Another guy who you weren't too big on, Jason Tatum's also in there.
Ah, yes, that man's beautiful now.
Your mate, you love him.
Hey, I never said like I said he was just overrated as shit.
Yeah, which was probably fair.
It was
at the time.
Coming off a 13 point per game rookie season. He was given an 87 in 2K. I was like, you're kidding. And then they were still talking about him when he averaged 16, the old sophomore slump, and then he took off third year. Vucevic, another sort of one that you could have swapped in and out, like especially for Domantas Sabonis.
Considering that Indiana's got a better record than Orlando,
exactly.
certainly. And their numbers are quite comparable.
Yeah, and then Zion, sort of very similar thing. I think the league, a bit of a, they probably want Zion in the All-Star game.
Yeah.
Revenue, it's a business, we understand.
And his numbers are
deserving, but like
62% from the field. Other than Gobert, he's pretty much, out of all the names we've named, he's shooting the best field goal percentage.
Well, he's even rumoured to do the dunk contest, so I'm sure there was a bit of come down from the league, like, if you do the dunk contest, we'll obviously not throwing any conspiracies out there, but it is a business.
Yeah.
I'm sure there was something to do with it. And yeah, that's our pool. So we've got the
we've named
11, 22 on it, mate.
Something like that, I'll tell you.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
22 players.
Yeah, 11 on each side.
Yep.
So I swear we had 12.
Yeah, we got LeBron KD there.
Of course. And obviously, LeBron. Yep. So we got 11 players to choose from.
Yep.
I'm not sure how the picks work, but I know it's like 1-1, and then I think the leading vote getter starts. But me and Bush just going to do a rock, paper, scissors.
Do you want to do it snake order or just alternative?
No, we'll just one turn. I'm fucking snaking it.
Yeah.
That's just retarded.
Schnecken.
Because we're building a team. It's not like the talent disparity is too massive.
Yeah. It's like we're not lacking for choice. Let's put it that way.
Are we going to go 1, 2, 3, or are we just going on the third?
1, 2, bam.
1, 2, bam, and then bam.
And I'm trying to get you sad before we have this pick. Get in your head.
And just first one, just not best out of 3. Just whoever wins first one. First pick. All right. 1, 2, 3. All right. 1, 2, 3. All right, there it goes.
Number one pick, baby.
Pick. I slid to number 2.
Oh, it's a tough life when you've got LeBron.
So keep in context, when picking these players, we're picking it for team fit and winning a playoff series. So we're taking everything into consideration here.
Yep.
How they fit with our star player is the pick in.
And with that exact setup, you've set me up beautifully to take Steph Curry with the first pick. We've seen those two established together for quite a long time.
You're an absolute dog. All right.
So I've gone with Steph Curry there.
So that's your reasoning?
Yeah, they established. You've seen it work together well. Yep, works nicely.
All right. Let me go through my pool here. All right, for Team LeBron, I'm going to go Bradley Beal.
Bradley Beal, very nice.
Very similar. I had Steph Curry in my big board, number 1 for Team LeBron, because I think, Brad Beal's sort of quite similar to Steph Curry in the fact, obviously not the shooter, but can work off ball, doesn't need the ball in his hands so much. I think Bradley Beal's probably like a better defender, obviously, but that's Steph Curry's probably got more heart on that end, but Brad Beal in terms of physical attributes. Yeah. So that's my fit for there. So the ball's going to be in Bron's hands, needs shooters, and what fucking better shooter I would have gone. Yeah, I had Damian Lillard up there for a choice of mine, but he needs the ball in his hands a bit more. I mean, I wouldn't want to leave Damian Lillard as a spot up shooter.
Yeah, for sure.
Personally,
definitely.
All right, mate. Go ahead.
Well, because keeping with the theme I've sort of gone with so far, like the Steph and Kevin Durant having a good working relationship sort of thing, the man I'm going to go, he's quite Draymond-esque, you could say, in his passing ability as a big man. I'm going to go with Nikola Jokic. He's obviously a much bigger offensive upgrade than Draymond in the fit and how that would work. Like those guys running like a motion-y style offense between those three guys, they'd be setting each other up, getting each other in good looks.
No, fair enough.
Like Embiid's probably a better rim protector, all that sort of stuff, and Joker, but
leads me into my next pick, mate. Mr. Embiid.
Joel.
MVP race between 1 and 2. A very strong screen setter. Yep. Perfect for LeBron James. Will defend the rim.
Good pick and roll that they can run.
Yeah, option for pick and pop, pick and roll, space the floor. Keep bigs out the paint if he has to, but also get his big ass, fat ass on the block.
Interestingly, both the bigs we've taken both shoot over 40% from 3 this season.
Yeah, I mean, I think Jokic is on a bit more attempts.
Yeah, Jokic's attempts would be a bit higher. I don't have it in front of me, but they're both Jokic shooting 40.8, Joel 40.6.
Yeah. But yeah, very similar kind of guys. I mean, building around LeBron and Kevin, we're not short for talent here. So
yeah. And both our captains are quite flexible in what they can do.
So far my team's can go pick and roll.
And also, quickly, with my joker pick, Kevin Durant can provide a bit of that rim protection-y stuff as well to cover that deficiency. So that those two would work nice.
That's it, mate. Then we got Brad Beal roaming around the outside on some weak side action on the pick and roll strong side.
Yep.
Oh, it's beautiful. I can envision it already. All right, mate. Take me off.
And I've had the reigning defensive player of the year, reigning 2-time MVP, will work even more nicely into that
write this down.
structure with me. I'm going to go with Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Go on, Giannis.
Because with this team, he can just clog the paint, do whatever the hell he wants. Because Jokic can stretch the floor a bit, as we mentioned, but at the same time, Jokic can go in and post. But Giannis can be that role guy, can run pick and rolls with Steph, Kev, even Joker. You could run like a Joker Giannis pick and roll. That'd be pretty hard to defend. Giannis' ability to attack the rim just gives us a point of difference on offense, that sort of thing. Defensively, but he covers up Joker's deficiencies as a big. He does it even better than Kevin Durant does, as I alluded to as well. And that's extreme length to help with Steph Curry's lack of length as well.
Yeah, fair.
In the front court.
All right, so that leads us into me.
Yep.
This is where it starts to get a bit tricky now.
Yeah.
Starts to get a bit tricky. I'm gonna go with Kawhi Leonard.
I like that. With LeBron, that's a nice...
So, obviously, none of the players I picked have previous chemistry, but I think I would start Kawhi Leonard, my small ball 4. Him or Bron, pretty interchangeable at that, whatever you want to put. But fit real nice, defensive principles, can get in the mid post, high post, whatever you want. Can shoot, can create for himself, and obviously one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. So
can go to Kawhi late in game to get some mid range as well, or something different. I
mean, you can go to most of these guys late in game, and you're pretty much going to I think floor spacing is just the worry, but I think that's my pick right there.
Yeah. And my backcourt partner for Steph Curry, I'm quite happy the way this is falling here. I'm going to have to go... Oh, actually... this is a toughie. But I think with that playmaker looking for each other sort of style, I think Luka Doncic, having his European background, obviously he'll fit seamlessly into a style like that. He can score all 3 levels. Mate, and his usage will be lower on this team, so his shooting percentages will go up as well. He'll be a lower usage Luka Doncic, so he can still put up sick numbers, but they'll be better numbers on a better team.
Yeah, nice. All right. All right. Mate, this is a toughie.
Yeah.
All right, I've got it.
Yep.
But this is pointing real nice. I'm gonna go bit of a curveball here.
Huh?
Chris Paul.
Oi, that is definitely a big curveball.
Big curveball. So, I mean, my reasoning behind that, with all the talent on these players, you need someone that's going to defer. Chris Paul, perfect player to do that in the starting lineup. Defensive bulldog at the 1, still got it. Great team leader, great leadership. Will do everything that doesn't need that the star players don't want to do. Not saying he's not a star player, but he's happy doing what he does. Great closer.
Yep.
Mate, I'm excited. I was just looking up and down there. So my starting lineup's pretty. Got Chris Paul at the 1, Beal at the 2, Bron, Kawhi at the 3, and then 3 or 4, and then Joel at the number 1. Yep. Also, great orchestrator of the offense. If Bron gets tired, a bit older.
Yep.
Great defenders, great shooters everywhere.
Yeah,
I'm pretty happy.
And
feeling out.
And for all those reasons you just gave, I'm going to pick a better version of that in James Harden.
Not defensively.
Not James, not defensively, but James actually is probably more switchable because James can switch on.
Sorry. Let me also banana boat crew. I know these two are going to get on.
Yeah.
But James has definitely proven that this year. He's happy to
defer. He can, and he'd be back in his 6th man role the way this is played out. Well, either him or Luke. probably start Luka and have
it's
James
imagine
Harden.
that MVP candidate's 6-man. This team.
Yeah, James Harden is my 6-man. I'd be very happy with that. Like, he can come in, play some small ball, different lineups and stuff.
Yeah. So there's our sort of starting lineup, essentially, or our first 5 picks. I think, can we just have a big board update, just so...
Well, okay, yep. I've taken Giannis Antetokounmpo, Steph Curry,
Luka
Doncic, Nikola Jokic, and James Harden so far.
James Harden, yeah.
And you've taken Bradley Beal, Joel Embiid, Kawhi Leonard, and Chris Paul so far.
Yeah, all right.
And you are up.
I am up. All right, I need some talent off the bench.
Oh, baby.
Oh, I'm no shortage for talent here off the bench, but you know,
certainly not.
I mean, it's really tough to like think about because it's like it's not really a drop off. It's like I'm just building a second starting 5 now. All right, so I guess. Well, I mean, look, I'm no better man to run the offense on the unit than Dame Lillard.
Definitely not.
Yeah, Dame.
Yeah.
I mean, it hurts me to put him there, but just in terms with fit, with Bron and stuff, then I'm probably not going to play Dame at the start. But
he can come in, spot up for a bit, get warm, and then run with the second unit.
Yeah, look, I'm happy. Closing time, if we need him out there over Brad Beal, whatever, you can put him out there. I don't really care. It's pretty interchangeable at this point.
And I'm probably going to go the most versatile player left in the draft, because it's like fit and glue and all that stuff. I'm going to go with Ben Simmons.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say that.
Because of like the defensive factor, he's like a defensive force off the bench. Like he can come in, play, make 1 to 5 if we need him to.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
we don't need shooting on a team with Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Luka Doncic, Kevin Durant, Nikola Jokic even. We can get away with Ben's deficiencies quite comfortably.
Yeah.
And his defensive intangibles and IQ brings too much to the way we want to play with our motiony, smart.
Yeah, that's so
offense.
Your motion offense, Steph and
sort like of basically
KD Warriors offense.
Yeah, like
thing.
a Steph Curry type thing.
Well, I'm going to go PG 13.
Oh yeah, he was another man. I was close. He was one of my other options. Just that 3 and D, like.
Well, sort of perfect fit, like you said, shooting 50% from downtown. Like it's a lot of those are spot ups, real good fit in. Can give the ball, create by himself, will slot nicely in. Can like, I have to look at these in 2 different lineups. Like I can't. I'm sort of like looking. I'm like, yeah, but yeah. I mean, I can swap him for Kawhi. It wouldn't really matter too much. Very similar, but just slot in nicely with Dame. Ball's in Dame's hands. Paul George can be that sort of set complementary scorer.
Those two can get reacquainted.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah,
they can become friends.
That was the whole reason I'm not drafting Kyrie Irving. But you know, that's Dame's a mature man. He can throw water under the bridge.
Yeah.
Dame's not a fucking head case like Kyrie, mate.
Yeah.
Burning sage. But yeah, that's a nice little round out to my nice wing player for my second unit.
Yeah.
I mean, great wing player regardless of unit, but you know. All right, mate.
Few directions I can go here now. That's sort of like depends like what sort of direction I want to go now with the team. Like now I've sort of got my key guys. It's like
it's tough. That's why I'm looking at it in 2 different lineups. So I'm sort of like,
I think I'm going to go with Nikola Vucevic.
Interesting.
Basically, he's almost a like for like with Joker, bar in the passing. Like he's not obviously as good a passer as Joker, but he can stretch the floor quite well. He can score in the post, rebound.
Yeah.
Shoots it nicely. So like even he doesn't deficient. Like if I wanted a stretchy lineup, he can shoot the 3 better than my other bigs.
No. Good call. I'm going to go with Stifle Tower.
Oh.
Rudy Gobert. Fill out me nice big role there.
Yeah, I was tossing up between those 2, but I was sort of like...
So, me 2 bigs on rotation, Embiid, Rudy. Both great pick and roll players. Obviously, when you've got as much star power as we do on both of these teams, like you need a big to interact with the star guard. I think that's proven in NBA history to be the winning formula. kind of thing. Kobe, Shaq, whatever.
Yeah.
T-Mac, Shaq, whatever. D-Wade, Shaq. Shaq and anyone. But obviously Penny and Shaq didn't win, but they still get there. But I mean the NBA today is trending in more wings.
Yeah.
More wings, but you always need a good big man who can switch, very versatile, set good picks and stuff, free up your superstar players.
Yeah, they still start bigs, even if they send them to the bench 5 minutes later, they still start.
But I'm just building a team with lots of long wings that I can play small ball fours, and then obviously have the bigs out there. It doesn't really bother me too much. Yeah. But Rudy sliding nice defensive player. Got to keep defense an absolute principle in this team. Defense and shooting with ball handlers. If I know that's the recipe for LeBron James to win, shooting, LeBron James, and defenders.
Yeah. LeBron and role players.
Yeah, LeBron and floor spacers and defenders.
And my next pick, I'm tossing up between the two Celtic wings here.
Oh,
but
trying to find out.
I think I'm going to go with Jaylen Brown out of the two, actually.
Oh, interesting.
Just for the defensive sort of, I think he's a slightly better defender, like a bit stronger. Well, yeah.
I mean, you can't really go wrong with either of them.
He guards small probably a little better than...
Yeah.
And with Harden as my thing, I'd probably want someone guarding small better at like the 2, like with Jalen and Ben like 2-3 or whatever.
Yeah.
Even though Harden can switch, he's not like he can switch a lot, but he's not the best. And you know what I mean?
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Well, leading into that one, I'm going to go and take Jason Tatum.
Fair enough. The boys are going against each other this round.
Yeah, mate. I mean, Tatum's shown not to be a head case. He's a mature player. Like, he fits in. He does what the team needs, and that's sort of what I'm looking for the rest of this lineup. Like, I got to think about, you don't want egos blasting everywhere and shit like that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's going to be hard with these teams, but...
Yeah.
So that's sort of the theme that I'm going for on this bench unit. Like, Dame, mature guy, PG, I mean... keep him around the right people.
Yeah.
Rudy Gobert, from what I can tell, I mean, if he didn't spread coronavirus, his blowout with Donovan Mitchell and Tatum all got their heads sort of screwed on right.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah. Yep. That
and
into me.
I'm going to have to go with someone who... I'm surprised he hasn't been taken yet, but at the same time, with your logic of their relationship, I'm going to have to go with Kyrie, especially considering I've got all the Brooklyn boys now, I guess.
The Brooklyn boys back in town, but they haven't been winning as much as you would hope.
They're still pretty much leading the A's, but
they started that fucking run without Kyrie.
Yeah, but still, he's still putting up probably his career year, the 50, 40, 90, averaging 27. Like, off my bench, he's just like a guy I can go, hey, get me a bucket.
Yeah, nice.
Even though I'm not lacking for them, really, with James Harden.
Who we got left? We got D-Book.
Yep.
Levine, Donovan Mitchell, Randall.
Yep.
Williamson.
Yep.
Who have I got? Alright, with my next pick, just to fill out me line, I think I'm just going to have to take Donovan.
Yeah.
Just like another dude, I just need shooting in this lineup. Can slide right in at the guard spot alongside Dame. Not like a Kyrie Irving type player. Doesn't need the ball in his hands to score. I mean, he does a lot of pick and roll action with Gobert. But
look at the way Utah play. He's not too ball dominant.
That's my second lineup's got Rudy and Donovan, so it doesn't. I've got great chemistry built up there already. Got Dame, fucking Rudy, Tatum, PG spotting up.
Yeah.
Lots of different options there. Lots of big high-low action, bigs rotating coming up. I'm liking it.
Yeah.
I'm liking it.
And I'm just going to have to go, because we're sort of... It's hard to describe these guys as role players, but realistically, at best, they're going to be role players for us. So I'm going to go with Devin Booker.
D-Book.
Just as a 3-point specialist. Even though he's so much more than that, he's a very good 3-level scorer. Getting better on defense, can make for you. He's a great player, but for the purposes of this team, he's probably going to be more of a 3-point specialist. Bit of off-ball, coming off stuff.
Yeah, nice. Alright. I'm going to take Zion.
Ooh.
Spicy pick.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm thinking locker room, team chemistry, fun young guy coming in. Everyone gets around him, getting up for dunks. Team morale gets boosted. Like, that's the...
You know he's bringing the donuts for the boys.
Yeah, like, you know, that's what I mean. You know he's there for the boys. Like, he's a fun-loving dude. Come in. Like, obviously, he's a great player and everything, but in this team, like, he's more of, like... it's in the team that I'm building right now, he's just more like a role, like a team role. A bit of Udonis Haslam about it. But, you know, fun-loving dude. Fucking do some sick dunks in warm-ups. High fives, stuff like that. Just get around the boys. Team morale boost.
Oh, yeah.
I think I like that pick for that.
Yeah. And I'm going to have to take the guy he was compared to coming into the draft in Julius Randle.
Julius Randle.
He's having a great year for the Knicks. He sort of just offers you a bit of bully ball, like old school style. Like, he's a good guy to have up your sleeve.
Yeah.
Loves his left hand.
Is that everyone?
Zachy Levine goes to you by default.
Yeah, okay. So, you had the first pick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Levine, come to the star, boy.
Yeah, mate.
All right.
The last pick in this thing is probably one of the higher ranking in scoring.
Yeah.
I'll tell you in a sec.
Levine's averaging about 26 a game for the Bulls, but not taking anything away from it. It's just in terms of scorers in the league. Like, I think I've got enough.
Yeah. He was our last player picked, but he's sixth highest scorer out of all those guys we've taken. I thought he'd be higher, to be honest, averaging 28.8. I was like, whew.
Team fit, like this is kind of stuff you got to think about. It's just team players. So, got our teams. My starting lineup would be.
I'll get the teams up quickly. I'll just fuck around with this spreadsheet I got. Sort it so we got our teams split.
No, don't. My team's looking rocking, boy.
Mine's looking pretty fucking sick too.
Well, it's hard not to have a sick team.
Yeah, fair. Well, okay, do you want to give us the sell on your team first?
Oh,
and
okay.
Then I'll
so
give the sell on mine, or what direction were you thinking?
Well, basically, my boy Bron, I've known this from watching him for a long time. The recipe for winning with Bron is shooting, so floor spacing, and defenders. And I think I've completely nailed that. I've got LeBron James, Bradley Beal, Joel Embiid in the middle, the anchor defensively, Kawhi for perimeter, and Chris Paul just as a sort of nice fill-in, great leadership in the starting role, a bit of a mediator, closer. They can all do everything. I mean, Bron's your main ball handler, Bradley Beal, Kawhi would be your scorers, Chris Paul, Joel Embiid, form a nice pick and roll duo. Anyone and Joel form a nice pick and roll duo. Can go in there if there's a mismatch to be abused. Joel can pass from the post to shooters. They can all sort of post up. Kawhi, Bron can post up from the high block, low block. Both of them pass to cutters. Beal's a lot of off-ball movements. It'd be a very similar motion style offense, but also with a bit of structure in pick and roll and high-low action between my 4 and 5. Yeah.
Fair enough.
And then my bench is pretty similar kind of thing. Dame, PG-13, Rudy Gobert, Mitchell, and Tatum.
Yeah.
And then you got Zion, Levine cheering on the bench, mate, getting the boys hype. But
absolutely.
Very similar team. Both things don't want to complicate anything in practice in a 7-game series. I can't think of any 2 negative relationships in my team except for, Dame and PG. But they're... It's like, Dame's a mature dude. If he ends up teaming up, he'll throw water under the bridge. Like, let bygones be bygones. He's not a man to hold a grudge.
Yeah, especially when he's getting a buddy 6'9", 6'10", 3-and-D machine.
Yeah, exactly right. Like, so I think everything fits in well. Banana Boat crew, Bron and Paul. Bron shouldn't be too disappointed with his team.
I don't think he would be.
I don't think he needs any more help. Joel, get a bit of banter in. Kawhi being the quiet guy on the bus ride. Just does his business. I'm pretty happy with that.
Just laughing at the jokes.
Yeah. Sort of Fonga, what up, baby?
What it do, baby? Hey.
Take a story of yours, mate.
Well, obviously we've got the centerpiece, our captain, Big Kevin Durant. One of the most versatile men ever. Best scorer of all time. 7 foot, scores at all 3 levels. So versatile. And then him paired with Steph Curry, it's a proven formula, obviously. And Steph Curry is arguably is the greatest shooter ever.
Yeah.
Probably almost the greatest off-ball mover up. He's close. He's sort of in the thick of that. There's some other guys with off ball specifically, but he's great at doing that sort of stuff. Can bring it up and play make for you as well. And then playmaking from the big. Jokic is the greatest playmaking big ever.
Yep.
So you got that, and like running like a motiony style offense, which has been the proven formula with Steph and KD. Jokic in that position, he'd be hitting those guys on the tit in beautiful situations, setting them good picks, getting them in primo spots. And then Luka Doncic, similar sort of vein, like can play off ball with his shooting a bit, like play makes, like no matter where the ball's moving in the offense, because passing is obviously quicker than dribbling. Like passing moves the ball quicker, so all 5 of those guys are great passers. Getting the ball moving around the perimeter, moving inside, like you're not going to be able to stop it. Like the offense is just too much to handle. Then off the bench, you've got like James Harden who can seamlessly slip in, make plays. He can take over if you need him to. Obviously, he's done that the past few years in Houston.
All these guys can pretty much.
And the way my team's gone, I fucking forgot to mention in my starting lineup the reigning 2-time MVP and Defensive Player of the Year,
he's
fucking
fallen
Giannis.
Off. Not fallen off.
Not fallen off. He's still
national media wise,
attention wise, he's fallen off. But production wise, he's still averaging 29, 12, and 6.
Yeah.
And like the thing is, on this team, like he's only playing to his strengths. He's not being asked to have to hit a few threes a game. He's just going to be like roll man, but he just defensive.
Transition, get out.
Yeah, defensive. He's basically going to be Bam Adebayo without having to even shoot mid ranges like Bam does. Just
don't. You can only get me so wrecked.
But yeah, then my bench would be like your Harden, Ben Simmons, just playmaking from whatever position you decide to play him on off the bench. Like Jaylen Brown can defend 1-4.
Yep.
Ben defends 1-5. Harden even defends probably 1-4. Not as well as those 2 guys defend, but he can defend 1-4. Like
he's a chunky monkey.
Yeah. Kyrie comes in, chuck up some shots when you need him to.
Some sage.
D-Book, 3-point specialist. Vooch, basically a like for Joker, but can stretch the floor a bit more.
Yeah.
But not as good a passer, obviously, and playmaker. Like, you're not going to get Vooch to bring the ball up for you as much as you get Joker. But
not as unorthodox.
Yeah. And then Julius Randle, the left-hand bully. He'll just get you some bully ball buckets in the paint. Offers you something a bit different if there's a mismatch that can be exploited with a bit of bully ball sort of thing.
Nice.
Yeah, Mark?
It's a tough one. We can't really see how our teams compete.
We'll have to do... We could plug him into like 2K or something and simulate a 7-game series with those rosters for a laugh.
That'd be interesting.
That'd be something we could do.
None of us even have 2K21 though, because it's a piece of shit game.
Yeah, I was saying I only got 20.
Yeah.
And the only reason I got 20 is because it was $25 at the time, and I thought they weren't going to release
$25 for it.
Well, because I thought they weren't going to release 21 because of Corona for ages. So I'm like, 2020 will be the latest game for ages, and it's only $25. I'll cop that.
They pretty much had it done.
Yeah, they did.
Year.
Yeah, that bit me in the arse, obviously, but that's what I was hoping for.
Piece of shit game. Just wrap up there then, mate.
Yeah, we've got a couple of
close that one.
Bloody good teams here, to say the least.
Yeah, that was our reasoning. We gave our thoughts behind it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a bit hard to talk about how they match up.
Yeah.
That would go way too in depth. It would be like another hour pod or something on that, because you get into arguments about this and that.
Yeah, fuck you, Steph Curry can guard Bradley Beal.
I'm just like, no.
Skip.
Yeah. Chris Paul's fucking chasing Steph.
Yeah.
No, I'd probably crowd Steph with height over Chris Paul, I reckon.
So be Kawhi on Doncic. I'd probably say Doncic can't stop Kawhi doing what he does, but Kawhi can somewhat stop Doncic doing what he does.
Yeah.
So I'll give you that one. At the
Joel
3,
and
LeBron.
Jokic probably play each other to a fault a bit.
Yeah.
To a draw. Bron and KD, pretty similar.
Yeah, but then Giannis and who was your other...
I was like 4, Kawhi.
Oh, yeah, you had Kawhi as your fucking... Who was your other guard then, fucking...
Chris Paul.
Who's
Chris Paul, Beal.
Oh, yeah.
Bron, Kawhi, Embiid.
So who'd be fucking... Oh, so it'd be Giannis on Kawhi then. So Doncic on fucking Beal.
Oh, Beal's having a field day, mate.
Yeah. But Doncic is having the size so he can work him in the post. I guess Beal's pretty strong.
Beal's about 6'5".
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
It's a spicy matchup, mate.
Oh, yeah. And they can all just switch onto each other real easily, other than the bigs.
There's a lot of switchability in my team as well. Like, I mean, except for sort of Chris Paul, Beal, but Chris Paul's a bulldog, mate.
Yeah.
Pitbull.
Chris Paul can give you a spot D on a 3 or whatever.
In terms of Joel's not really switching out.
Yeah.
Joel's sort of dropping on.
He's more a hedgy, droppy type of cat.
But Giannis is getting in pick and rolls. I'm chucking Kawhi Leonard on him, so pretty much just him, Bron switch. Like, they can both do what they do. But at the end of these days,
Giannis will be able to bully every of them to an extent, though.
It's like at the end of this day, offense trumps good defense. Like,
realistically, if these teams played, you'd probably go LeBron on Giannis, Kawhi on KD. That's probably the way the matchups would go.
Yeah, just
at a guess.
In terms of sheer body mass from Big Daddy.
The more like for like.
If Bam was on the roster, I would have drafted him in a heartbeat.
Pick one, Bam Adebayo.
He guard anyone. Oh yeah, we'll wrap up there, mate. That was
beautiful,
spicy little draft.
Bloody oath, I'll say.